Thing that I touch told me about walking scared, but the colour don't walk. Big man, Papa, sorted me and all.
This is Hasbury Engineering YouTube channel. Welcome. My name is Wangombe. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is an electric go-kart that I built from scratch. All the welding was done by me, all the grinding and cutting was done by me. I did get some of the kit like the wheels and the motor, which is over there, from Alibaba, but I had to fit and figure out where everything fits. And if you have watched my previous YouTube videos, you may have noticed some things that I had to do twice because I got it wrong the first time, which is okay. I am a rookie, I am learning, and that's what this project is for. Just to learn how to weld, just learn how to do some electronics here and there. So one of the things that have been bothering me for a very long time is the braking system, which is this. I haven't completely bolted it on, but I cannot get this master cylinder to provide enough clamping force through the caliper to the brake disc to prevent the rear axle from spinning. That's supposed to be the braking system. I am going to be trying to figure that out today. And as a bonus, I have actually started working on the wiring for the rear lights, and there are front lights that are also gonna go to the front. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the right and the left lights. This switch over here, which controls both of them. So when I flick it, ooh, sequential lights. Gotta do that again. Ah, that is so satisfying, man. I'm so proud of that one. Yeah, proud of these lights. Okay, so let's move on to something else. So I also have the indicator lights hooked up. So this is a switch for the right, also sequential. Looks dope. And take it off the left. I mean, you have to watch this a couple of times. So I got the switch in my hand. Ah, man. I mean, this one looks like it's upside down, but it's still okay. I mean, quite satisfying. Let's move on to the front lights. Always an amazing view. Okay, so I've come for some supplies. I have my hacksaw here, not really meant to be used for wood. So I'm gonna cut this up, and in a few seconds you will see what I'm gonna use it for. Okay, so I have the right light on. I'm currently doing the left, and before that, turns out that I had more material than I needed, so I cut out these blocks, and I'm using these screws to just screw these sections in. So the idea here is to put this in, and then there's a secondary hole over here, and I'm gonna screw that in as well. Lights, we got front lights. I'll get this out of the way. I think this is the switch that I need to be using, so I'm gonna flick it. Oof, can't wait to see how this turns out at night. All right, and then on this other hand, we have, I think that's left and right. Let's look at that. Okay, so this is not an optimal working surface. I am tired already, and and I'm not gonna push this on to the night. Now what next? So tomorrow I am going to be working on the braking system, and hopefully you'll get some good shots of the drive. Okay, so as I'm editing this video, it just occurred to me that I do not have any recordings of me doing fixes on the braking system for it to be able to provide the braking force that's needed to stop the go-kart. So I'm gonna pause here for now, and then go do that, and I'll splice it in, and then we can continue with the rest of the video. This is the braking, the master cylinder for the braking system, and it is actuated by the pedal. It is not accurate at all, so you might think that you have enough braking pressure, but you really don't. But subject for improvement. So this provides braking pressure to the caliper, which is right over here. And from this caliper, we're able to get a squeezing effect on the spinning disc, which is attached to the axle. Now, how I was able to gauge that I have enough braking pressure was once I press on the brake completely, this rear axle completely locks, meaning that the car might still be moving, but it's moving because of some inertia, but the rear wheels are completely locked. That's usually like a measure of good braking system. So what did I do? Now there's a screw down here. That you loosen, and then perform an operation called bleeding. Bleeding is basically removing all the air from the system, because air is compressible, and once you press on the brake pedal right over there, that pressure is transferred into compressing the air instead of compressing the disc. So I had to perform a couple of bleeding operations, and that was done. Wasn't anticipating that I'd be pulling out my drill, so what I want to do is just do 2 holes so that I can have some space for a zip tie to go through, and then I can hold these wires up without fussing too much.
Nigga, you're drifting.
So I was not supposed to be doing any welding or any grinding work for this electric go-kart, but as you can see, I have been driving it, and it's so much fun to the extent that I broke the supports for the steering system. So I would like to fix this because I can't drive it like as is. This is the electric motor. It is a QS165, apparently capable of doing 10 kilowatts of power. I have been driving this, and it turns out that I do not actually need 10 kilowatts of power to put a smile on my face. Some of the highest peaks of power during acceleration that I can do is up to around 5 kilowatts, and I trust you me, 5 kilowatts is more than enough for this thing. It's it's amazing. I love it. So I had so much fun to the extent that my weaknesses started showing. Bad welding. So this is a support for the steering system, and as one is turning either left or right, I did realize that you put a considerable amount of force on this part, either to this direction or that direction, to the extent that it weakened these welds. But maybe this is just a show of bad welding, to be honest, because the rest of the go-kart, there's nothing that has gone bad, should I say. These mounts for the rear axle were the thing that I was most concerned about, but they have held up actually quite well. After doing some assessment, I've come to the conclusion that I have to take off this entire steering rack. I don't like that idea, but it's the only option I have to be able to get enough space in between here to do the welding properly. I don't like the fact that I designed it this way as well. In a future design, I would definitely not have this in case I do need to actually make any repairs. And hopefully I won't need to make repairs because my welding will have improved at that time. So let me start doing the welding. I don't know, it's maybe 30 degrees Celsius outside. Let me start doing the welding and then fix what I need to fix and see you when I'm done. Up next, grind to somewhat flat surface so I can get a good weld. So let's turn on the welding machine. Finally, we're back. This is welded on strong. Definitely need to go for welding school. I hate the way I weld, by the way. This has been a consistent problem throughout this project, but now that we're here, let me paint the rest of the sections that are not painted or surfaces that are not painted, and then move on to the driving. There has been some damage from the painting, but nothing too serious. So I didn't want to take apart this just for painting, just for aesthetics. There are a lot of ugly things on this go-kart already, which make it the perfect go-kart. What you are actually currently looking at is a test bed for future versions, a test bed for a new battery, a test bed for a new motor, a test bed for potentially a new drive system, and a test bed for future ideas to come. So subscribe, share, let's see how far this goes. But without further ado, I'm ready to put this back together and go for the drive. Burnouts.
Burnouts, let's get. Hiki iko na thrill wallahi. Ukipiga kona hivi unasikia. I've had my fun for today. So what horsepower is it?
What you are seeing here, I already broke the front lights, maze. I skid and hit the pavement. My heart is still pounding so hard. So what I did different this time when I was driving it is the battery was charged all the way up to 100%, and I had my first ceremonial crash. I lost a light. From that side. So the go-kart is good though. To be honest, I think this motor is too powerful for this go-kart. Can't believe I'm saying it, but yeah, or the driving dynamics are off. That could be the problem when you're trying to control it, but look at that. You lost the light. Alright, it seems like it's going to be a good day. So at the current moment, I am taking a stroll right next to a racetrack. This is Mombasa go-kart racetrack, and I've just been informed that I will not be charged extra if I bring my own go-kart. So yes, I am going to bring this go-kart here. Let's see how it performs. This is what a production level go-kart looks like. I mean, look at the thickness of those frames, the chassis members. The brake itself, and that's the drive system. They are using a belt drive system. So the way I understand this braking system works is there is a bit of force that is applied in this direction to the left, and then that turns the fulcrum over there, and then that pushes the master cylinder. It's a high quality one for sure.
Sarah, August, the 3.